Let's leap ahead to, you mentioned mud and blood and gore and misery. You also were the photographer at Woodstock.
Right, yeah, same deal.
There's only
yeah.
like 100 of them or 1,000 of them there, but...
Well, I was the guy that they paid to come out there.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you were the
Michael Lang
photographer.
paid me money to come out. I went out 2 weeks before and took photos of the building of. And then the festival was suddenly came upon us as a surprise almost after 2 weeks of, you know, idyllic summer days, hammering and sawing, you know, on that big aircraft carrier.
Okay, Mr. Cameraman, we gotta wake up. There he is. Okay, we're going down. We're gonna go shoot down now. I'm gonna show some covers that of photos that Henry's done. This amazes me. I can't even believe this. That I've seen so many darn things that you've handled.
That's my first cover right there.
Right?
Really?
Yeah.
That's,
Hums of the Loving Spoonful.
That's the album you played clarinet on, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
oh, you played clarinet on the album.
I did, yes.
You know, that probably gave you a leg up in most photographers that you were a musician, and maybe a lot of old fogey photographers were still around.
Exactly.
You were a young guy with a musical background. Wow.
That's exactly how it
Very
happened.
cool,
Yeah,
very
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Let's
yeah,
see what
yeah,
else.
yeah.
Oh, let's just keep going. I'll keep dripping.
Yeah.
And then the famous Crosby, Stills and Nash cover, which of course is not at all staged the right way. What happened?
Oh, they're
This is
backwards.
Nash,
Stills, and Crosby. And we went back to retake it a week
But nobody
later.
thought of it. You just said, let's take some
No,
pictures.
they hadn't named themselves yet. It was just publicity
they could have been
photos.
the Red Dogs or something.
Right. Well, they didn't
The
know.
Frozen Noses, as Mitch Reed was calling
Right,
them.
right. So after we took the photo, a week later, they called themselves Crosby, Stills, and Nash. We went back to retake it the right way, and the house was gone.
Who's
Oh,
beeping?
that's my beeper.
Nice, Henry.
Sorry,
Stewart.
it'll stop in a minute.
Let's take a look at this. So, Henry, how symmetrical?
I got to make a phone call.
How symmetrical are these guys? You could have just flopped the photo.
Yeah, no, you can
It's just
tell.
playing
I
guitar.
can
Oh,
tell.
wrong
that's
guitar.
right.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right, fine.
Okay.
Another Steve Stills. You have some. You have a black and white
Yeah.
of this one. It's very neat.
Stephen Stills in
You were
Colorado.
really
in the
on
snow.
the scene.
Stephen Stills 2 on the
And,
ferry boat going from
it's the-
England to France.
Oh, I guess it's too big of a window for an airplane, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought-
Yeah.
glad you went all the way
Well,
to
it
England
opens
to take
up.
that
There's
picture.
back to it.
So how much of a trip did you get out of
No,
that?
no. I lived there for 4 months with
Oh.
him, and
With-
Stills.
Oh, really?
I went over to England to live at his house.
So, wow, man, what a life.
Yeah.
You're having a
Yeah.
ball. Like, that's
Morrison
what-
Once again,
Hotel.
we're in the wrong
Morrison
business.
Hotel, which was a stolen photo, right?
Stolen, right? Yeah, you remember from 10 years ago.
Remember the story?
We went in to take the picture. The guy behind the desk said, "You can't," and we said, you know, he said, "You have to talk to the owner who's not here." We went outside and we were thinking, what are we going to do? And I noticed the guy leave the desk, get in the elevator. So I said, quick, run in there. And they ran in and just hit those positions. I mean, it wasn't planned.
Yeah.
I took one roll of film and we got out of there. And then,
And that was before motor drives.
yes, yeah,
You were advancing.
yeah.
You might have-
I don't think I don't.
You had to buy a.
Wasn't
big- you
before
had to buy-
motor drives.
You had to
but-
buy a big
right,
separate.
yeah, they were
separate
bigger.
machine.
And so then we got out of there. It took 5 minutes, and then Morrison said, "Well, let's go get something to drink. Go down to Skid Row," and we went down there and discovered the original Hard Rock Cafe.
So that Hard Rock was just the name of a place, and
Right.
so you actually took this the same afternoon as the other one? Or
Yeah.
you went back in time?
About an hour later.
Wow.
And then some years later, a couple of years later, someone called the Doors office from England and said, "Would you mind if we use that name? We're starting a cafe over
is that
here in
right?
London."
Is that right?
They said, "No, go right ahead."
Okay, another one coming up.
And I get no free burgers.
What's this a picture of? Sheep? What is this?
That's the Eagles' first cover.
Is that their heads? What,
No,
You took
these are cactuses that I
Cactus.
had a long conversation with. It was kind of a sort of a peyote conversation. This cover is meant to open up into 4 covers square, and
oh, you actually do?
yeah,
You
see,
can?
it was designed to do
Sounds
that.
like I don't have the Eagles album. does it?
Because this,
Let me go to this.
see, this was a design thing, and then it opened up to this.
It's going to mess up our still
You see that?
So you're supposed to
You're
tear
supposed
the
to
album
open it
apart?
up. Well, it wasn't supposed to be
I see.
glued.
Oh.
But Geffen decided he would glue it because he thought people wouldn't understand. And so now what you get is this, and on the inside they're upside down, which is stupid. And this was the first cardboard insert. All the rest were paper.
Back to that still shot again before.
Yeah.
So this is the first.
This may be the first one where you couldn't read any of the credits.
My partner Gary Bird.
A long-standing tradition now. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't read the credits
This
on
is-
anything
yeah.
that's been put out in the last
That's another.
20 years. But
Yeah, that's another peyote
you-
picture
so you-
right there.
Yes.
This-
So you-
yes.
you-
now that you explain it,
You invented the
yeah.
cardboard sleeve. Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Next, Eagles dressed up as desperados.
Desperado. The back of that is the. Oh,
Oh,
wrong
wrong
one.
back.
There we go.
Back of it is Jackson Brown.
Back of it is the shot of them
Pull
like
back a
the
little.
Doolin Daltons. They're
What do you mean?
and I did
What do you mean the Doolin Dalton?
Oh, I mean the Dalton brothers. They have a song called Doolin Daltons.
Right.
The Dalton brothers were actually, you know, the posse killed them and they tied them up and laid them out like rabbits.
So this photo is actually
We looked at a book.
and it's actually a reenactment of an actual photo of the
Right.
dead Dalton boys.
Just the way they used to do it, right? Yeah.
Because I saw this and I wondered what the hell it was. Now I know.
Yeah.
20
And
years later.
I did this lettering.
25
hand
years later,
lettering.
I find out. Okay. Next, a very famous photo from a very big album. And this, of course,
Sweet Baby James.
this, of course, was taken since he's from New England out on Martha's Vineyard. It's probably taken on the East Coast somewhere, right?
No. Taken off Barham Boulevard at a place called The Farm, Cyrus Farrier's house.
Is that right?
Right behind where the Oakwood Apartments.
Oakwood Garden is now, yeah.
Where the Oakwood Apartments are.
Sebastian lived there, fire.
That's right.
Cyrus.
Jack Poet.
So
Jack Poet lived there?
the land.
God, whatever happened to Jack
Wow,
Poet?
amazing, just amazing.
Jack Poet Volkswagen.
Because you couldn't, like in this case, you were just shooting another new artist, right? Because you
It was a
didn't-
publicity photo
In other words, you
session,
didn't know, like you had a relationship with the Eagles, and you had a relationship
Right.
with Stills. They were hot, or you thought the Eagles were going to be hot.
Right.
Whereas with Taylor,
Peter Asher called me up one afternoon and said, "Would you come and take some pictures of James?" Who
He
You got
wasn't
this
hot
skinny
yet.
guy just
No.
out of the asylum.
Yeah, right. And then this one is actually, you got to show that.
okay, this is the next Jackson
Yeah,
Brown.
Jackson Brown, Water Bag, Saturate Before Using, which is not the title of the album.
Well, why did you put it up there?
Well, Gary Burton, my partner, graphic artist, said, "Well, we'll put it. That makes it look real." They all say that on there. The Desert Water Bag. See, it's a water bag.
I see.
Jackson said, "They'll call my album. They'll think that's the title." He
So
said,
I've
"No.
always called
That's what everybody calls it.
Oh,
Saturate
yeah.
Before
On the
Using.
CD now, on the spine, it says Saturate.
Is that
Before
right?
Using. Yeah.
It's come to pass. I didn't know that.
And people say, "Oh, really? I thought that was a cool name. I thought Jackson thought that up."
Were you running into Phil Hartman a lot in those days?
Yeah, I did some
Why?
album covers with Phil Hartman.
Phil's brother managed lots of bands, and Phil suddenly got to be an art director
I
and
see.
album cover designer.
We did
and quite good one.
an America cover together, and yeah.
Okay.
He never mentions the part
Fogelberg.
about his brother when he tells about all these albums he designed,
Yeah.
but he was good too. So
Dan Fogelberg, another
Right.
he was also a classmate of Squeaky Fromm. I just found out.
big seller.
In high school.
There you
Dan
go, turtle
Fogelberg.
soup. Another fold out, but you don't have to fold it out.
Yeah. Okay. So
Actually, the inside is well. You don't want to ruin the
yeah, well,
Fine
we've got
looking
this
bunch of young men.
right. Yeah.
Turtles album. Very good. What
Okay.
else we got here? Oh my God.
Rambling Jack.
That's a
yeah.
great picture.
He was actually.
And well, she's actually throwing a
roping me.
lariat at you, huh?
Yeah, this is the second album cover that I took.
Wow. That's back when the
Did somebody say, "Jack, you stand here and
No,
throw
no.
a rope at me"?
No,
or
no.
He
Just
was
a photo session.
goofing around.
He knew he was going to call it Young Brigham. It's the name of his horse.
Yeah.
So we went out where his horse was, and I took pictures of him sitting on the horse and with his arm around the horse, and then he just did that, and they picked that one out. You know,
Okay, well, I can't see. What do we got here?
that's Hat Trick America.
Uh-huh. And
Silhouette out in the desert. We rode horseback out to the Indian reservation, and
what's that? Are they holding? What's going
it's a
on?
mirror, and they.
This is a trick shot, huh?
Well, it just
That's
was
the
an
hat trick?
accidental shot. The sun is going down behind them here, and then the moon is coming up behind me, and catching it in the mirror,
And they
which
happen to
was
have-
not a plan. It was just.
Well, they happen to be carrying a mirror at the
We
time?
did carry the mirror because on this side, this was the cover that Gary wanted to do with them.
Oh, through a mirror. I see.
The mirror's laying
shot
on
to
the
left, yeah,
ground, and
yeah,
they're
yeah.
looking at it. Yeah.
It is a good cover. I like that.
Yeah.
Should have been that
I
one.
like the back better.
Yeah.
That's why I put it that way.
Jimmy Webb.
Jimmy Webb and the glider, which
the
we
glider.
subsequently crash landed into those trees in the snow.
Oh, so you were with your bag.
Do you have that picture too?
No, I was filming actually, and the film was in the
Wow.
trees like spaghetti.
Wow.
Yeah, we crashed. We were both unconscious, and
Holy
they had to
smokes,
come
no
and
kidding.
helicopter us out. The helicopter pilot said, "You're the first two live bodies I've taken out of these hills in a plane
Holy
crash."
smokes. So what's the deal with this? I'm sorry. What's the name of the album? Is it High Flying or
Land's
something?
End.
Yeah, is that the one? Is that the album with Highwayman on it?
Yeah, no. That's
It's a musical joke there.
where he
I
got
guess.
the idea. You know,
Where he
Jimmy-
dies and keeps coming back in different forms.
I see.
Jimmy, of course, Jimmy and I are old pals, you know, now, since we
And-
almost died together.
Yeah.
And I asked him for a song for our group to do, and he gave us Highwaymen, and the other guys in the group passed.
I know a lot of
Not
people
that-
did it.
Todd, name a few of Jimmy Webb's big songs that people might not know.
Wichita Lineman, by the time I get to Phoenix, Up and Away, The Worst That Could Happen,
Didn't We Girl?
Didn't We Girl, MacArthur Park for that matter.
MacArthur Park,
there you go.
absolutely.
Yeah.
The Moon's a Harsh Mistress. I
Yeah.
love that one.
Okay, Jimmy Webb.
Lovely.
Not
My
bad,
favorite
just,
song.
Just knocks them off.
Yeah.
you did that.
Richard Pryor, yes, that's his first cover. This is the one that we got sued by National Geographic for defaming their famous trademark
Did they win?
logo. No, they just said we have to change it in the next meeting. Rick Griffin drew this.
Is that the actual National Geographic?
No,
I mean,
it's a takeoff on it.
Okay,
It's a
so
Rick-
I mean, there's nothing there that is actually actionable except sort of that
it just
it's a
looks,
parody.
yeah, right, parody. Yeah.
And finally, I can't see.
Hey,
Oh, hey.
monkeys. I mean, after photographing them for years in the 60s, we finally did this cover in the 80s. Or was it
That was the
late
80s. I
80s,
think it
early
was the
90s
80s.
maybe?
Can you explain the title Pool It?
No.
Did they have the title before they got in the pool? or-
Yeah, they were going to call it that, I think.
Okay, so
And
let's get in a pool.
Mickey said, hey, I've got a
So
pool in
I'm
my
going to show some
backyard.
more photos.
Suggest maybe
Sure.
they should.
This
This
is
is
out at the farm where I did Sweet
Theater out at
Baby
the farm.
James.
Okay.
Same day.
Joni Mitchell.
Joni Mitchell up at her house in Laurel Canyon.
Okay.
One of my favorite pictures.
Uh,
The very
Crosby,
young,
Stills
the
in there.
teenage Crosby
Yeah,
Still.
right.
They look like Hanson.
Also on the bigger shot of the house that they were.
There's
talking
the house
about.
made famous by your book.
Right, and there's the guys on the ground again. Okay.
Oh, there you
did it.
saw that. That's a close up of that.
there's,
Ah, Paul McCartney.
whoops,
Oh, there we
there's
go.
Paul.
Virgin Islands doing London Town,
Okay.
singing on the boat. These are all verticals, so you can just keep
Oh,
it turned.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Oh, other way. Keith Richards in the New Barbarians.
I see. Any more verticals? Oh, there's
Yes,
Jim.
they all are, I think.
I'm
Keep it
not
up,
supposed to
keep it
bend
that way.
these,
No, that's all right. Yeah,
Jim.
there's Jim at the Hollywood Bowl
Hollywood
concert.
Bowl. Okay, just a second.
And there's Janis Joplin at Woodstock.
Now, if I wanted to
And-
see these things,
Jimi Hendrix at the Hollywood Bowl when people jumped in the reflecting pool.
wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
we're
it,
back to
yeah.
the start on that. Now, you, Mr. Diltz, you are listed in the 818 phone book, correct?
That is right,
That's
in
the
North
most
Hollywood.
direct way to find out of how
Right.
to obtain copies.
Right, people
Back up a little.
like to buy
You were
these.
selling copies of the individual photos.
Yes.
And you
I
said
sell
that
them.
movie companies have been calling lately for their studios. Now, there's Neil.
Yeah.
I'm going to hand these to you to easy.
Okay, sure, yeah.
There's Neil. Another Neil Young.
Neil Young
Where's
with the
this
one?
CSN&Y
Where's
concert.
this?
Balboa Stadium in San Diego.
That's terrific.
yeah. I
There's
like
the
that
James
one.
Taylor one in
That's
fuller shot.
this is better than the cover. This
Better
black
than
and
the
white
cover?
is very nice.
What it was,
So that's
is it black and white
one of
or
my
color?
favorite all-time
Is it a
photos.
color
The
shot?
color on the cover, and this was black, different shot.
Oh, it's a different shot.
Yeah,
Well, it
different
looks
shot.
That's somebody
identical.
looking 15 years old.
Okay, who we got here?
Linda
Oh, my
Ronstadt,
gosh.
barefoot Stone Pony days.
Wow, very nice. And remember I asked you whether you took the back picture of the Stone Ponies Volume 3 and you don't remember.
So
I
that's one with
don't.
the pigs.
Okay, and this
No,
is
no, I didn't. Not with the pigs.
David Crosby,
David Crosby in the Midwest on tour somewhere.
Michael Jackson before a few
original.
operations.
Yes.
Okay,
Cover of Rolling Stone, that Michael Jackson
I
was.
see.
Yeah.
And this is Mama,
Mama Cass and
Elliott,
Owen, who's now in her late 20s, and
her daughter.
lovely Owen Elliott. Yeah, that was her third birthday.
Where's Owen?
Where is this?
Owen lives in L.A. She sings real good too.
Where is this?
That's at Mama Cass's house up in Laurel Canyon.
Okay. The door's under some pier?
Under the Venice Pier,
Uh-huh.
looking at a surfer surfing the pilings, you know, when they come in through the. This
Eagles.
is the Eagles up at Henley's house with Henley's old Ford. I don't know what year, but 30-something or 40-something.
Still back in Colorado again.
That's him out in the snow.
Similar shot to the Atlantic cover.
Uh-huh.
Bonnie Raitt, Maria Muldaur, and Linda Ronstadt, I'd say.
Bonnie Raitt. Yep, Bonnie. Maria, at the back of the Santa Monica Civic before a Linda concert. Going over the parts. Oh, other way.
Other
That's
way.
Jimi Hendrix
Turn
upside
it
down.
upside down. Yeah. There we go.
Jimi Hendrix standing on his head.
That's Hendrix at Woodstock,
Oh, you're pretty close to him.
Monday
He
morning.
kick you off the stage or right in front
No,
of him?
no.
So that was at the end of the
Just
set
leaning
after
on the
the sun
organ.
came up.
Yeah, towards the
And
end.
then
And
Jim
this,
reading a magazine.
in a Volkswagen van going out to shoot under the pier.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, this is a whole bunch of stuff, let me tell you.
it is a bunch of stuff.
Now, I've